Okay, well, I'd like to introduce our contest winner, our 2024 Christmas contest. We asked people to read a passage in the Bible about the lady that had been bleeding for 12 years. There's a lot written about her. In fact, there's more written about her than I think any other miracle in the Bible. 2 full pages. It's covered in Matthew, Mark, and Luke at some length. And so we asked people to read it over and answer 6 or 7 questions. And Meredith was our winner, and she answered very completely. We had some wonderful, wonderful answers. I think about 45 or 50 people entered the contest, and Meredith was the winner. But we had huge numbers of excellent answers, gave some at least 10 or 20 runner-up prizes. So, but today Meredith is going to get the grand prize, which is an endometrial ablation procedure, which should completely get rid of all of the GYN problems she was having. The lady in the Bible bled for 12 years. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite that extreme, and that's really saying something given my line of work.
Right.
But anyway, that doesn't mean people don't have real struggles with this. But anyway, tell us just very, very briefly the struggles you had gone through and how you came across the Christmas contest.
So for, I would say the last 5 years specifically, I've just been dealing with horrible heavy periods and just, I would have 1 week a month that I felt normal. And then the rest of the time, I just was suffering from, bloating, horrible headaches, just the cramps, and then the heavy bleeding. I mean, I would go through several different pairs of pants in a month, and I would just ruin them. And as careful as I was being, I was just like, okay, this month it's going to be different. No, it just kept happening over and over and over. And I'm thinking, is this what, I'm 50. I'll be 51 in June. Is this what this is what I've been looking forward to my whole life, right? At this stage of the game.
Right.
So I figured,
right.
I feel like it's only getting worse. So I have a very dear friend of mine. Her name is Tiffany, and she's also a nurse here in Athens. And I have been taking her advice for over 25 years. And she said, well, Meredith, you should check out my doctor. And I was like, who's your doctor? And she said, Dr. Ashford with the Ashford Center in Athens. And I was like, okay, I'll check him out. And so I followed you, and then I've seen that he's on TikTok, and I was like, oh my gosh. Now, I mean, I watch his lives every day, and I'm like, I feel like he's talking to me. And I just felt led to go to the website over and over and over. And then, unfortunately, my insurance isn't covered for this procedure. So I completely felt like all hope was lost, because truthfully, I only trust you with this, because it is such an important procedure that not everyone, I think, should be doing, because it's a specialty of Dr. Ashford's and his entire team. They're skilled at this. This is what they do day in and day out. And you and your wife are the experts. So I trust you explicitly. So for some weird reason, I was just like, okay, well, maybe it's just not in the cards for me. And here she is now. We're being recorded. This is Tiffany. So she's like, why did you do this to me? But it's because of her, and her guidance is what led us here. And I truly do believe it's also our faith. And I will never regret trusting and following that spirit that just told me, you know what, no, keep searching. And so I saw the Christmas contest on the website, and I was like, you've got to be joking. I've got to at least try. And so we spent the whole weekend, and my husband's stepdad is a minister, and he's like, all right, let's get these questions underway. So we took a lot of thought and a lot of soul searching to truly understand what was the purpose and the meaning of the passage, and also to understand that we're not alone. And know that there are people out there that do this and they are meant to do it, and it is a blessing. And I'm so incredibly grateful and indebted to you for your generosity and your entire team. So I can never thank you enough. Thank you.
Well, thank you for this. These words. Just to resonate, this is a huge problem in people's lives. As the Bible says, there's some burdens that we have, we're stuck with, we deal with them. Count it all joy when you encounter certain trials. Yes, it's important to have patience, and sometimes you can't offload the burden. Sometimes you can offload a burden, and that was the subject of the Christmas conference. The lady had her periods gotten rid of in Mark chapter 5 here. So that's all the problems related to the periods, the bleeding, and the premenstrual complaints, as Meredith said, the headache, the mood, the fatigue, the bloating, etc. All of it relates to the endometrium. The endometrium is the part that builds up and sheds. It's the part that degrades, releasing the neuropeptide that triggers all the symptoms we just mentioned. So today we're going to do the endometrial ablation procedure. It's going to be a breeze. I think you and your husband, Matt, will be walking out the door here probably in about an hour and 15 minutes. And I think that'll be the last you ever have to deal with the problems you had mentioned. But anyway, congratulations for winning our Christmas contest, and Matt and Tiffany.
Tiffany,
Thank you.
huge hug, girl. So much.